Hey up, we're back again. It's Big Gaz, it's Rants from a Traffic Jam, and it's Article 50 day. It's a great day, and can I just say that I am absolutely chuffed to bits. Congratulations, Theresa May. Congratulations to the government of this country. Congratulations for the 17.5 million, 18 million, or whatever it was, people who last June decided in the referendum that they wanted out of the EU. Today is a happy, happy day, not just for me being an Englishman, but a Britishman as well. I am absolutely, how can I put it? I'm delighted. I really am. Everybody's going to ask themselves a question, aren't they? Where were you at 12:30 on Wednesday the 29th of March 2017 when the Article 50 letter was handed to the President of the EU? Well, I'll tell you where I was exactly. I was on the M1. I was in Leicestershire. I wasn't far away, heading back home, and that's where I was at that particular point in time. I think I was going under the if anybody knows the area, the motorway bridge between Markfield and Ratby. And I know where I was at the time. You know, it's a momentous occasion. It's, you know, for me, this is just brilliant. I didn't think that it was actually going to happen. Even yesterday, you know, and this is daft. Even yesterday I was thinking, hey, it ain't happened yet, it ain't happened yet. I'll tell you what, it's happened now. Only a few minutes ago, and there's been problems on the way. You know, I put a vlog, I think it was in October time, about Gina Miller going to the Supreme Court. And you know, you got the pro-European judges sort of as though they were going to try and halt it, the Gina Miller thing. You got Tony Blair sort of not accepting the result. Nicola Sturgeon up in Scotland, along with all her dancing buddies, and you know, they're trying to kick up a stink. Even 10 minutes before Article 50 was triggered, it was Prime Minister's question time, and even the Scots were kicking off 10 minutes before, saying this is a travesty, you know, we've got to stop it, and whatever and whatever. You know, the Scottish people, you know, knew what they were voting for. They knew that it was a Great Britain or a United Kingdom vote. It wasn't just a Scottish vote. They also voted in 2014 to stay a part of the UK and not go independent. It seems as though they want to be independent, but they want to be dependent on Europe. I don't actually understand all of that, but hey, there you go. But you know, the Welsh have been behind it. Northern Ireland, a bit of a split there. I think the majority wanted to remain. I was actually surprised Sinn Féin didn't kick off a little bit more than they have done, but no, they seem to be sort of pulling together and saying, yeah, you know, it's been voted now. We're going to get on with it, and we're going to do it, and we accept it. It's good to see that they're not going to change the border. I was across on that border just last year. It's great to be able to drive in and out of Northern Ireland from the Republic. Likewise, I was there sort of 20 odd years ago when you got the borders up there, and you've got the military guys, and you've got guns pointed at you and everything else, and it wasn't a nice thing. I know times were different, and I know there were troubles then, but you know, what's happening in Northern Ireland has been fantastic. We don't want to ruin that, you know. But you know, having all said and done, you know, Cameron and Osborne, they all sort of decided that they're just going to sneak off somewhere, and I think they realised that they were barking up the wrong tree right at the start, you know, by telling us all, you know, oh, it's going to be a travesty if we come out, and the scaremongering and whatever. I know both sides didn't sort of deal with all the facts 100%, let's put it that way, and I know there was a little bit of Billy bullshit from both sides, but nobody actually really knows what things are going to be like now. Is it a scary thing? Yeah, maybe, but the way I have to look at it, and I think the way we should all look at it, is that Britain, the United Kingdom, has been a forefront leader in world economics for many a long year, hundreds of years. We've been world leaders, and we have people in place, and we have people at the top in place, and we have the expertise to be able to pull this off without having to rely on the EEC. The Commonwealth countries have just about all collaborated together and said, yes, we want to trade. We have something that is unique that the rest of Europe doesn't, and that is, of course, the Commonwealth. And I just think that things are going to be positive now. It's going to be good to be able to, at long last, be able to carry on about our own Britishness without constant put downs from Europe. It's going to be nice to control our own borders. It's going to be nice to be able to do business with who we want to do business with without Europe wanting their crack at it. It's going to be great, I think, to get the fishing industries back. As far as free movement of people, I'm not a fan of free movement. You know, certain areas of the country where you see these mass influx, Leicester is probably typical of some big cities as well across the country, where a lot of Eastern Europeans seem to be here. I'm not going to pick anybody out in particular, and I can only go on what I see and how I perceive things, but there does seem to be a rise in crime levels. There does seem to be a rise in I'm going to say the place looking a bit messy and a bit scruffy. There does seem to be a lot of problems with drug taking, and a lot of these people have come over with I'm going to say gangs. I don't want to make it sound really bad, but that their own ways of doing things, which are not exactly our ways of doing things. I don't feel safe, certainly in some areas of Leicester. I do feel a little bit intimidated by it, and I also noticed that a lot of them don't seem to work. I know there's those that do, and I've worked with some who have been fantastic people, believe me. And I don't want to sound like I'm generalising, but you know, again, it's things that I perceive in little pockets. And I suppose one of the pockets is the area where I grew up, which is why it kind of just feels to me I might be seeing things wrong, you know, but it would be nice to know that we're not going to have that thrust upon us anymore, that we as a country can decide who comes in and who leaves, basically, you know, and things like that. That's what it's all about. It's all about independence. It's all about Great Britain getting itself out of a rut that it's been in for quite a long time. And yeah, I'm a happy chappy, but Article 50, it's been triggered, and I'm just hoping, I'm praying that Theresa May and that the team that she's got are going to really negotiate a good deal for this country. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant over. It's just a quickie, and well, it's not, is it? It's not 9 minutes now, but yeah, I'm going to try and get more vlogs done in the future, and yeah, see how you go. Mind yourselves, and we'll catch you later. Ta-da!